Welcome back, Weather Reconnaissance Team, to another weekly Weather Recon briefing. I'm your host, and I'm thrilled to be here with you again today. My name is Russ Parsons. Today is Monday, August 25th, 2025, bringing the latest on what Mother Nature has in store for us. Coming live to you once again from Parsons, Kansas, where outside it is a overcast 69 degrees. That is just plumb incredible, folks. That is just an incredible temperature for August 25th, 2025. 69 degrees here in southeast Kansas. I am not sure if that will be a record low high temperature or not. I know Wichita had the chance of maybe having a low high temperature of about 66 degrees earlier, but we'll let you know next week. Tune in next week and we'll see if we had a new low high temperature. All right, we are going to get started. Let's get into the broadcast for this week, our live broadcast. We come to you live every Monday evening at about 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That's when I try to go live. You can always catch this back on, it's recorded on YouTube after I do go live, and it all uploads to YouTube, and it'll always be available there. It's also live at the same time on Facebook. So you can always go back to Russ's Weather Recon Facebook page. We'll get you the link to that here at the end of the show. Start off the show here with a picture of a vacation I took here about 4 or 5 years ago. This is the state capitol building in Pierre, South Dakota. I want to welcome everybody up in South Dakota, northern Great Plains states, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska. Want to welcome all you folks up there. Hopefully a few of you will all start tuning into the program, and we'll get off the ground here. The last 7 days of severe weather. This is what the map looks like here on the right side of the screen. We had several rounds of severe weather that affected the Great Plains states between August 18th and August 24th, with damaging winds and flooding rains being the most significant threats that we saw. The week saw the end of a hot, dry pattern for many areas as a strong cold front pushed through the region, bringing an unsettled and stormy weather pattern. Time frame between August 18th and 19th had an initial round of storms that developed as the tropical air mass moved into the region, bringing heavy rain and winds. The time frame between August 20th and 22nd, the primary powerful cold front pushed through, generating a new and more widespread round of severe weather, particularly in Nebraska and Colorado. And the August 23rd to 24th time period, the monsoonal moisture expanded into the central and southern plains, leading to a renewed threat of excessive rainfall and flash flooding for portions of eastern Colorado, Kansas, and the Oklahoma-Texas panhandles. So we saw just a little bit of everything. Severe weather-wise, take a look here at the map. We had some hail reports here in southeastern Texas. Few flooding reports, southern Oklahoma, and then up here in South Dakota, eastern South Dakota had some flooding reports. The diamonds here on their sides, those are all hail reports. Looks like we had a very large hail report up here in South Dakota with storms. I believe that was about midweek. You can see as the front, there was a cold front that kind of sagged across the plain states. And as that moved off to the south, it fired off some storms here in southern Nebraska with some hail reports and all that good stuff. We did not have any tornado reports. I think this is a funnel cloud down here in southern Texas. I'm not sure why it shows down in Mexico for the icon, but I looked that up, and it was down here in southern Texas, a funnel cloud report. but had some large hail and some flooding events throughout the last week, and much cooler temperatures. We'll see how long that lasts here as we get into the upcoming forecast for the upcoming week here. The hazards outlook for this week includes a outlook on heavy rain fall here, bisecting Colorado, southern Kansas, northern Oklahoma, down into Arkansas areas. This will be the Wednesday through Thursday time frame. We'll get into that here in a little bit too. Possibility of some flooding activity with these storms that move off to the south here later on this week. The surface analysis map for 7 p.m. this evening shows some heavy rain and thunderstorms here across Oklahoma. Those are actually ongoing now. They are sliding off to the east and southeast throughout the central and eastern part of Oklahoma, and that'll wind up into Arkansas a little bit later. We do have some light rain here in southeast Kansas currently. Not a whole lot to speak of in Kansas. I believe they had some flooding out here in western Kansas. A few 2-inch reports of rain out here in northwestern Kansas overnight last night and into this morning. But they did have some heavy rain out here, but it's kind of moved down into Oklahoma at this current time. The severe weather outlook for today, Storm Prediction Center's severe weather outlook for today includes just a general thunderstorm risk, Oklahoma. That includes the storms that are sliding off to the east and south and southeast. The surface analysis map for Tuesday, August the 26th at 7 a.m. shows the rain sliding a little bit further south here into Oklahoma, northern Texas, back into the Texas-Oklahoma panhandles, western Kansas areas. Just some general rainfall, rain, thunderstorms type deal. But yeah, not a whole lot of rain tomorrow, but a little bit wet. Everything else looks to be dry. Southern Texas, a little bit of rainfall there, but other than the areas of Kansas, Oklahoma, and northern Texas there, everything else should be pretty dry. The severe weather outlook for Tuesday, tomorrow, August 26th, shows more general thunderstorms here in western Kansas, western Oklahoma, and off and on in eastern Texas here. Pretty much most of the state of Texas other than the southwestern part of Texas. Looks like it'll be dry. Wednesday, August the 27th at 7 a.m. This is what the surface map looks like on Wednesday. As you see, more heavy rain and flash flooding possible in the hatched red areas, red and green areas, here across central Kansas, southeastern Kansas, and very northern edge of Oklahoma. This is something we are keeping an eye on. If it does look to ramp up with some flooding in that area, I will let you know. It looks like it will probably take place overnight Wednesday night and into Thursday during the day. We'll get into some total rainfalls here in a little bit once we take a little bit closer look at our total rainfall map for the week coming up. The day 3 severe weather outlook shows just general thunderstorms, a lot of showers and thunderstorms, just general thunderstorms in this area of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska. Very eastern part of South Dakota's even got a chance of just general thunderstorms. Nothing severe, just your general everyday garden variety thunderstorms. This is Thursday's surface analysis map at 7 a.m. The rain will be ongoing here across southeastern Kansas, northeastern Oklahoma areas, with some thunderstorms once again possible in the hatched areas down here in eastern Oklahoma. Got a warm front here across central Oklahoma. That's what will be firing a lot of these storms off on Wednesday night into Thursday. This front here bisects Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. But look out, folks, here in southeastern Kansas, northeastern Oklahoma, flooding rains. We'll get into some totals here in just a little bit. Friday surface a map, 7 a.m. Friday, August 29th. The heaviest rain slides off to the south and east, southeastern Oklahoma, northeastern Texas, southwestern Arkansas, and northwestern Louisiana areas. Down here in this area, everything else looks to be fairly dry throughout the plain states. Texas, Oklahoma will have most of the rain on Friday. Saturday surface analysis map at 7 a.m. Once again, Texas looks to be pretty wet. Got some rain chances in Texas. The front gets down here a little bit further, closer to the Gulf of Mexico, with some thunderstorms here along the Gulf of Mexico in southern Texas, and maybe some possible rain showers up here in South Dakota and Nebraska on Saturday. Bypass the Sunday map. Sunday looks to be about more the same. Thunderstorms down here, southern Texas, southwestern Texas got some thunderstorm chances. Looks like on Sunday, and looks like most of the rain is going to stay in Texas on Sunday time frame. Everything else looks to be dry up and down the plains. San Antonio, Texas for the next 7 days. They've got some rain chances and looks like a little bit cooler temperatures. They're still going to be up in the upper 90s to the mid 90s all the way throughout this coming week for highs, and in the middle 70s to upper 70s for lows. Got some 30% chances of rain on Tuesday night, and Wednesday, and then some smaller chances here on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday coming up. So maybe they'll get a little bit of rainfall down there in that area. San Antonio. Oklahoma City looks to be a very rainy week in Oklahoma City with the front that's going to be coming through, causing all this rain. They got about a 70% chance today, and boy, they did get soaked today. I looked at that map, and up around Enid, north and west of Oklahoma City, I believe they had around 2 inches. Radar estimated about 2 inches of rain in that area. And so they had quite a bit of rain in central, northwestern Oklahoma areas today. Their high today is supposed to be about 70. Looks like their high for the week will be about 88 degrees on Thursday, and then they'll go back down into the lower 80s with some more chances of rain towards the end of the week in Oklahoma City. Wichita, Kansas forecast, more of the same. Looks like they'll have a break from the rain on Tuesday. Disregard the 30% up here above Tuesday. Looks like I forgot to take that out of there. That is a mistake, so I will own up to that. And then the bigger chances of rain there in Wichita looks to be 60% Wednesday during the day, 80% Wednesday night, and 70% during the day on Thursday. Their totals look to be about 2 inches, between about 2 and 2.5 inches of rain in Wichita. Between the Wednesday and Thursday time frames is when they will pick most of that up. Here in Parsons, Kansas, for the remainder of this week, we were supposed to have a 60% chance today. I believe they knocked that back down to about a 30 to 40% chance. We didn't get quite as much as what they had predicted here in Parsons today. I hadn't went out and looked at the rain gauge here yet, but I would say probably less than about 0.2 of an inch. About all we got here today. Our big chances of rain here in Parsons will start out on Wednesday afternoon, about 1 o'clock, and then it'll go all the way through Wednesday night and into Thursday afternoon. And the totals here in Parsons during that time frame will be about 2 3/4 of an inch to about 3 1/4 inch of rainfall. So we will definitely be looking out for some flooding in our area here, which at this point, if everything stays put will be highly impacted by this incoming rain midweek. Temperatures look to top out at 80 on Tuesday tomorrow. We'll be back up to around 80 by Sunday again this coming weekend, and then we'll get down to mid-50s, lower 60s for lows. Very nice weather. Hope everybody enjoys this week. Nice break from the heat that we've been having this summer, and get out there and enjoy it when it's not raining anyway. Lincoln, Nebraska for the next 7 days. Sunny today and tomorrow with a little small chance of rain on Wednesday night. Then again over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Highs look to be about the mid-70s, lower 80s, lows upper 50s to the mid-50s, looks like, for lows in Lincoln for this upcoming week. Pierre, South Dakota, looks like their rain is mainly going to hold off until the weekend. Looks like about a 30-20% chance of rain this weekend, starting Friday night. Their high will be 88 on Wednesday, and their lowest low will be about 51 tonight. So right around 60 degrees for lows and right around 80 to 85 degrees for highs for the rest of the week. Not too shabby for Pierre, South Dakota. Minot, North Dakota. Wow, look at this forecast for North Dakota. Sunny skies and clear nights. Can't get any better than that. They're going to be mainly in the lower 80s to mid 80s for highs. 49 for a low tonight. The rest of it will be about 55 to 60 degrees for lows the rest of the week in North Dakota. Looks like it's going to be a pretty good week for them up there. Enjoy it, folks. This is our 7-day total precipitation outlook. This is our forecast put out by the Weather Prediction Center. This goes from 7 p.m. tonight through 7 p.m. next Monday night. This actually shows our totals of rain. The places we're looking for flooding or possible flooding is going to be here in southeastern Kansas. Anywhere from about Wichita all the way to the Pittsburgh area in the very corner of southeastern Kansas. They show a little blip here of about 4 inches, about 3 to 4 inches in this area is what they're calling for on this map. That'll kind of go up and down as we go throughout the rest of the week, but I'll keep everybody posted. I might do a live broadcast if things look to be flooding or possible flooding on Thursday. When I get up and around on Thursday, I'll take a look at it and kind of get everybody an update. Also, make sure you just keep an eye on my Facebook page, my YouTube page, and that's how you'll be able to get the updates. The Atlantic Tropical Weather Outlook. You got to remember last week, this time, we had a hurricane. Eric, I believe it was, or something like that. It actually went off over here into the central Atlantic. Didn't cause any damage, didn't do anything to the mainland of the United States. It made a huge right turn, went back out into the Atlantic Ocean. This week we're dealing with Tropical Storm Ferdinand, and it's going to do about the same thing as Eric did. You'll see this is a Tropical Storm Ferdinand. It's going to take a right turn once again as a tropical storm and wind up out here in the middle Atlantic Ocean. And it'll probably weaken through Wednesday and Thursday of this week, and then we won't have any updates after that. So, on this particular named storm. The Eastern Pacific Tropical Outlook for today and the upcoming week. This has been upgraded since I put this map on here. I did look today. This is now Tropical Storm Juliet. Juliet is going to make a west-northwestern turn from where it's at, and it looks like it will stay a tropical storm up through about Wednesday morning. And then by Friday afternoon, it will be down to a tropical depression. And it will stay off to the west coast of Mexico and the Baja California Peninsula. All right, it's time for our Beyond the Forecast segment of the show, where we take a deeper dive into a weather topic or discuss a broader trend in weather. Today, we're going to take a look at the Weather Prediction Center's Excessive Rainfall Outlook product. You may ask, what is the Excessive Rainfall Outlook, or the ERO? The ERO is a graphical map issued by the Weather Prediction Center, or the WPC, that forecasts the probability that rainfall will exceed flash flood guidance. Flash flood guidance is a rainfall amount over a specific time period, usually 1, 3, or 6 hours, that is expected to bring small streams to bank full conditions. Rainfall exceeding this amount is likely to cause flash flooding. A probabilistic product, instead of predicting specific rainfall amounts, the ERO forecasts the probability of excessive rainfall occurring within 25 miles of any given point. The ERO covers days 1, 2, and 3, with day 1 being the most immediate and detailed forecast. The risk categories, they are pretty much color-coded, like the Storm Prediction Center's severe weather outlooks. Same colors, same type of risks, but they do use a color-coded system to indicate the level of risk. The marginal risk is green, and it means at least a 5% chance of excessive rainfall. This indicates possible isolated flash flooding. A slight risk is yellow colored. It means that you have at least a 15% chance. This suggests scattered, mainly localized flash flooding is possible, with isolated significant flash floods also a possibility. A moderate risk is in the red color. It means you have at least a 40% chance of flash flooding. Numerous flash floods are likely, and some may be significant. This level carries a more substantial threat to life and property. Their biggest threat is the high risk in the magenta color. It means you have at least a 70% chance of flash flooding. This is the highest risk level and is reserved for situations where widespread, severe flash flooding is expected. It is issued in a very rare circumstances and signals a high potential for dangerous impacts. You may ask, why is the ERO so important? Well, for one, it helps local forecasters. The ERO acts as a crucial first step in the heavy rainfall forecast process. It provides National Weather Service offices with collaborative guidance, which they use to refine their local forecasts and issue specific flood watches and warnings. It also helps to save lives and property. The ERO is a proven tool for risk communication. From 2010 to 2020, 83% of all flood-related damages and 39% of flood-related fatalities occurred in or near a high-risk area, which is issued on only 4% of the days. This product also empowers decision makers. Emergency managers and other officials use the ERO to raise situational awareness and prepare for potential flooding impacts. Also, how is the ERO created? The creation of the ERO is a collaborative, expert-driven process. The Weather Prediction Center meteorologists synthesize several sources of information, including flash flood guidance from the National Weather Service River Forecast Centers, deterministic and ensemble-based numerical weather models. They use analysis of current environmental conditions such as atmospheric moisture and steering winds. And this information is used to estimate the likelihood of flash flooding and create a comprehensive probabilistic forecast. But on the left here in this picture, this is what today's map looked like. They actually had a slight risk of excessive rainfall here across southern Kansas and northern Oklahoma. So that's where they were expecting some possibilities of flooding, at least a 15% chance of flooding in that area today. But their maps are pretty darn close to what the Storm Prediction Center puts out for severe weather outlooks. Like I said, over here on the right, kind of explains to you what each color means and what you can expect flash flood wise. So they do use the same colors as the Storm Prediction Center's thunderstorm outlooks, but they just mean a little bit different. This product here relates to flash flooding, and the Storm Prediction Center's products relate to severe weather. But I just kind of wanted to give you an idea that this product is out there. It can be found. Just do a search for the Weather Prediction Center, and this product will be on their front page. This here was 7 a.m. Monday's WPC excessive rainfall outlook. The slight risk was in northern Oklahoma mainly for today. Tomorrow's map shows a slight risk out here in Colorado, northern New Mexico, with just a marginal risk of flash flooding in western Oklahoma, Texas Panhandle, and southwestern Kansas areas. Then on Tuesdays, once again, we've got a slight risk here over central, eastern Kansas, northern Oklahoma areas. That's when we're going to pick up our very heavy rainfall overnight on Wednesday into Thursday time frame. So there is a slight risk that there might be some flooding, flash flooding in this area here, in the slight risk area. This pretty much concludes today's weekly weather recon briefing. I want to thank you once again for tuning in and staying weather aware with me. Remember that knowledge is power when it comes to the weather. You can always stay up to date by following us on YouTube at Russ Weather Recon. Also Facebook, on Facebook at Russ Weather Recon, for additional resources and detailed forecasts throughout the week. Make sure you join me next week for another reconnaissance mission into the atmosphere. Till then, stay safe, stay informed, and enjoy the weather, whatever it may be.